Hello everybody. It's 3:05 and we want to begin. So please sit down so that we can start in 1 or 2 minutes. So, dear ERIH community, hello friends of Industrial Heritage. Welcome here in Chemnitz, in the European Capital of Culture 25. Welcome to our Members' Day. It's some kind of innovation, if you want. You remember in the last years we began our annual conference always with the General Assembly of our association. We've changed a little bit. The formal General Assembly with elections and all these formal things will be separate in November, in an online meeting, you all know. And so we have now enough time for us as a community, for networking, for exchange, for information, what's all about within ERIH, what are we doing in ERIH, what are your interests. And we use this afternoon today up to 6 o'clock now for us, for our members in this Members' Day. And I'm looking forward to work, and we will have, I'm sure, a great evening at the Locomotive Hall in Chemnitz. Christiane Baum will guide you further through this afternoon now with all the details and information you need. And where's the host? Where's Jürgen Carbus and Susanne Richter? We're not here. Jürgen Carbus, our host, here. So, an applause for him, and already a great thank you. And we had a great guided tour. And Susanne Richter, she's coming here. So, welcome from us. So now I'm heading over to Christiane.
Okay. Good to see everybody again. 21st ERIH conference. I think it's really a long time we meet. Some practical information before. Toilets. You go outside, you turn to the left. The German word for toilets is Toiletten. And you go back into the museum and then turn to the right. Start early. It's quite a long way. Okay. We don't have a Wi-Fi connection stable here, so I think we take some digital detox while we are here. And you are welcome to switch off your mobiles while people do presentations. Tonight, we will start directly here from the Industrial Museum. I hope everybody read our hint that it's going to be no heating tonight in the locomotive shed, so I hope everybody is prepared that it might be a little bit colder tonight. It's a get-together with a barbecue, so I think it's a very nice location, but make sure you're not wearing your black clothes, your, how do you say, kleine Schwarzes in German? But make sure you are warmly dressed. Okay. In your name badges, you have the program folded in behind. So any questions, where do we meet, when, etc., should be on this. So if you don't know where to go, we start at different places. Look at this program. Tomorrow we are back here in the Industrial Museum. Tomorrow evening also the welcome receptions in the Industrial Museum here. And Friday morning we start in the city center at 9:30 with the excursions. We are here. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, what do we do today? We first try to switch on the presenter. Da steckt jetzt die Karte drin anstatt des Präsenters. Darf ich die Karte rausziehen? Super. Sehr gut, das kriege ich hin. Alles gut. Okay. So, what happens today? We're doing this Members' Day. You get some information about what we are doing in ERIH. Our national representatives have prepared slides to tell you what happens in the different countries. We get to know some new ERIH members, and we have some kind, what we call open stage, where people are registered for presenting their ideas and project in a 1 minute. And then we do some networking here, prepared for regional networks. The ERIH Young Professionals would host the table. Also, Javi is here for our national representatives. And our ERIH topics, which I explain in a second in our current application, our current work program. Okay. Bus transfer starts at 6 o'clock. That means we will stop here about 20 minutes earlier so that you can get dressed and all your stuff and take everything on the bus. Buses go then to the venue for tonight. There is a bus transfer back at around 10 o'clock, but it's also connected by public transfer. If someone is really tired, you can, of course, leave individually and earlier. Okay, that's it for the program for the moment. What about ERIH news? Last year we celebrated our 25th anniversary together with Route Industrie Kultur Ruhr. We had numerous events, and we met for our annual conference 2024 in Łódź in Poland. I'm not sure if people from Łódź are already here. Oh, hello. Good to see you. So we had a very nice conference last year in Łódź. We welcome also the Łódź Tourism Board as a new corporate member, so we are very happy to intensify our Polish membership. You elected a new board last year. Walter is our new president. Adam Hajduga stayed as vice president. Susanne, our treasurer. You see the other board members, new Isabella Alfken from Germany. I'm sure Isabella is behind in the technique today. And Lucia, can't see Lucia at the moment, from Poland, from the Coal Mining Museum in Zabrze. 2 people left our board, John Roger from Wales and Rainer Krenner, who's our long-lasting, or from the very beginning, our webmaster. And this part was taken over by Willi Kulke from the brickworks in Lage in Germany. He's doing now the job of the master. We have new national representatives, Davi from Belgium. I'm not sure where you are. Oh, here you are. And Asya from Finland. So I think you will have more time to meet them. We have 2 people onboarding. Rosie, who is always there. Hi, Rosie. Good to see you. She's always one of our speakers during the conference. And Steph Matsoris, who's not here, but he was taking over from Ruth Taylor in Wales. We have successfully applied for another Creative Europe network funding, a round of 4 years this time. We will be funded from the 1st January 2025, so we started beginning this year until the end of 2028, and we will receive a budget of up to 1.9 million. 80% of this comes from the EU. This is already the 4th time that we are funded by the Creative Europe network funding, so we are really, really happy that we have this funding because this allows us to do all the work or most of the work we do. The new members, you can see it develops well. We increase in membership. We have a couple of German members coming in. We have Belgian members coming in. Welcome back, Bois du Luc. I think there's also a colleague from Bois du Luc. I'm not sure if he's already here, but I think he'll join. We had like a Finnish invasion last year. Welcome to all these Finnish anchor points. I think Asya is going to inform us a bit about what happened. There we have members from France, which makes us very happy because we always face a little bit the language barrier with the French colleagues, the UK, Ireland, Greece. Thank you very much to Olga, our very active representative there, who's unfortunately not with us today. In Italy, the Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Spain, and Switzerland. So you can see the membership is developing really good and well. We have some new anchor points. You know, the anchor points are these highlights that have to do a special application procedure where the board goes for a site visit and verifies the quality of the suggested anchor point. We had since last year the Zeeland Museum in the Netherlands, the Rosenlohe Museum. We have Südbahn Museum and other Austrian anchor point, La Familistea de Guise in France. And as I said, Finnish anchor points also to come. We have Forsa, Stromfors, and Verla as 3 new anchor points in Finland. And we are about to readmit Bois du Luc. They applied to become an anchor point again. They used to be one of our anchor points and left for certain reasons a couple of years ago, but now they're coming back. We have one open application in Alsace. It's the Park Wesserling. We have visited last year with a small group. They now have made some renovations and reopened, so they are in the application process at the moment. What do we do and how can you participate? This is our work program. These predefined work packages, 1 to 7, are predefined by the EU, so you are not expected to change them when you apply for the Creative Europe funding. The work package 1 is all about our work, project management, funding, etc., reporting, documentation, and I'll explain a little bit the other ones, and you can have later the chance to let us know whether you have already projects in there or would like to contribute, and I tell you what we are doing. So the first work package, it's called Artists and Cultural Professionals. We are doing planning, trainings, and workshops, ERIH on tour. Of course, annual conferences like this one's, national meetings, our YPs, the young professionals, a cooperation with universities, and the Industrial Heritage Summer School. The trainings we do or plan are also based on a system that was developed by colleagues from Berlin and Ruhr here in Germany. It's called Werkstatt, workshop format, and it's a decentral format which can be spread to other countries. I think the colleagues have done this now for the 3rd or 4th year already in cooperation, and the idea is to have different workshops decentral in different regions and then bring all the ideas together. If you are interested in the system, Katharina, who is also our technician today, again, welcome Katharina, and thank you for your support. Katharina from Berlin is our contact for the workshops, and I think she can explain in more detail to you if you're interested to take over the format of the Werkstatt workshop format. We had online meetings, one for the national representatives in June. Our new person for the national representatives is Javi, our board member from Spain. You know him probably. He organized this wonderful conference in Bilbao some time ago. Javi is going to coordinate all our national representatives and is the contact for the national representatives. We have also a table with national representatives today here. And another network meeting we did, or with Isabella and Katharina did end of September, was for the regional roots and networks, and I think it was on 26th September, where they had an online exchange. And I think during the coffee break, we will have as a slideshow also the presentation that was given there. The idea is to exchange ideas how to develop regional roots and regional networks. So if you are interested in this topic, contact Isabella and Katharina, please. ERIH on Tour, you might remember this program that was called Twinning of Sites in the beginning. ERIH on Tour is the idea to subsidize with travel funds 2 or more ERIH members for mutual visits if they want to visit. We fund travel grants up to 1,500 euros per partner. You can only participate once. We have partners who ask to go again, but we would like to spread it a little bit among all members. We are currently having one application by Pozo Zuton in Spain and the Coal Mining Museum in Zabrze in Poland. If you are interested in the ERIH on Tour program, contact Adam, who is just, I think, coming in, Adam Hajduga, our vice president. He is the person to be in touch with the ERIH on Tour program, and for information is also on the website. In 2024, we had one exchange with Historic Scotland and the Swedish colleagues from the Workers' Museum. In 2025, we didn't have an exchange, but in 2026, we now have the application from Spain and Poland. Our young professionals, you remember that we invented this category, I think 2 years ago. It was an idea that came from the summer school. Our new speakers are Juliana Lux and Rea Backesfeld. Rea, you are here. Hi. Come on, you can join me already. Right. Maybe you want to give us a brief, give up what happened in the ERIH piece.
Yes, hello, my name is Rea Buckesfeld, and with my colleague Jule Lux, who is unfortunately cannot be here today because she gets sick. We are the new YP speakers, and yeah, that's the first change. At the beginning of May, Jule and I took over the speaker position from Evelyn and Augusto, and I've since been representing the YPs on the ERIH board and taking care of organizational matters. So we would like to take this opportunity to once again express our warmest thanks to Evelyn and Augusto, who sits over there, for their work. And yeah, we are very happy to report that we have seen a certain influx of new members in recent months, and can now proudly say that we have 17 members in the YP network, and also we also received 3 further applications, which are still awaiting approval by the ERIH board. I think these are great numbers for such a young network. Yeah. Thank you. What are the YP's activities? So every 2 months, the young professionals organize an online roundtable where we discuss various topics and try out different formats. So this year, for example, we hosted colleagues from the Regional Association for our A Day at Work format. We offered a workshop on the climate toolkit, and we discussed the connection between ERIH and academia. New faces are always welcome to the roundtables, and the dates for 2026 have already been set, as you can see on the presentation. In addition to the public roundtables, the YPs meet regularly in internal meetings to exchange ideas and make plans and work on our project. Yes, tomorrow the YPs will also hold a workshop. So Lena and Lea will use the city of Chemnitz as an example to explore the question of whether the future is invisible or not, and you are all welcome to join us. And yes, thank you, Katharina, at this point for your support all the time. And finally, we have one more important request. We are lucky to have a number of motivated YPs who volunteer with us, but however, we have very few YPs from actually ERIH sites. So we would like to change that, and please consider this day as a starting point to draw the attention of your young colleagues to us. Whether they are students, volunteers, or young professionals, they are all welcome, and they do not have to become an independent member, but they can be accepted via the ERIH site membership. That as a side note. And yeah, we look forward to welcome new faces, new people, and thank you very much for your help.
Thank you very much, Ria. So whenever you have young people in your association, in your site, encourage them to join. They can just join for an online roundtable for first to get to know the group. They don't have to become individual members if they are part of your Is there a part of your association? We are also looking for students, job beginners. So if you know young people, please encourage them to join the young professionals so that this group gets bigger. We are very happy because the handover to the next generation is one of the key issues in our Creative Europe application and was really appreciated also by the EU when they acknowledged our funding. So I think it's very important that we have the young professionals who are taking over this so actively. Okay, the Industrial Heritage Summer School. Industrial Heritage Summer School is a format that we implemented, I think, 2-3 times already. Katharina, 3 times? No, 2 times? I'm not sure. 2.5, okay. The next edition of the summer school is planned in August 2026. The summer school is an occasion for up to 25 international students who can apply to join 2 weeks in Berlin, together with the University of Applied Science in the HTW in Berlin and the Berlin Center of Industrial Heritage. If you are interested in this kind of format, or if you would like to implement something similar in your country, Katharina and Natalie are there from the WZI, Natalie and Katharina Beck and the technicians. So if you are interested in the summer school, please contact one of those. Work package number 3, culture for the people, industrial heritage and migration. We would still be looking for people who are already active in this topic. We know that colleagues from Solingen are doing a conference, I think in the beginning of November. It was already in the beginning of October, but there is an EU project ongoing. But if there are other partners, we will, after the coffee break, you have the chance to note if there are existing projects already. We would look for people who get involved in this topic, which is supposed to start next year. You know the Work It Out, probably the dance event we did for many, many years. We stopped this format to do a relaunch and to think of a relaunch, given the fact that we had a decreasing number of sites taking part in the Work It Out, and we felt that we need a new program. We are currently working on a tendering process to get a new program, and there's no event in 2025, as you probably realized already. And we hope to have a kickoff in 2026 with a new format. We will keep you informed about this. Of course, the annual conference this year in Chemnitz, in the cultural capital. You are here, so I don't have to tell you about it. We will also find out where the next one is and when, but I will not do the spoiler now. So, next one, sustainability, our ongoing cross-cutting topic, culture for the planet. We were thinking of mapping sustainability in industrial heritage, but got to know that the colleagues from NEMO, the network of museum organizations, is doing something similar. So we think we can do this together with them. The young professionals initially planned an online hackathon. They will review this format and do something else. It's not clear what yet, but I think you are in the run of developing ideas. We were thinking about having a photo contest on industrial nature, and we also joined different task forces. Peter is our contact, Peter Backes is our contact for sustainability. And if you want to discuss this, Peter and Katharina are also open to discuss where we are active. We are also active in the cultural roots of the Council of Europe. There is a task force, and in the NEMO network, all about sustainability. The membership in NEMO, this is the museum organization for European museum organizations. They have a conference next week. I'm not sure if someone of you is going. The NEMO conference can be visited in the framework of our membership also. If you want to join a NEMO conference, you can contact us, because via our membership you get better conditions there. They also have webinars and seminars, online seminars, so if you are interested in checking out what NEMO is doing, they have a lot of interesting things. They also do studies on economic effects and do some questionnaires and online interviews, so I think it's a good cooperation. The fifth work package, Culture for Co-Creative Partnership, goes beyond Europe. We have an established cooperation with industrial heritage in Asia. The ANI network in Taiwan was founded on the basis of our system. The EU also asks us now to expand the network outside EU, which is really a change, because in former times it was really forbidden and not fundable, eligible when you were active outside the EU. So we are thinking of what can we do there. And we are thinking of a one-to-one mentoring database for sites that come in as a new partner, because we often get inquiries and say, okay, we start now with the reuse or renovation of a site. Maybe we can have someone experienced, a partner who did a similar project or a similar process. So this is one of our activities there. And we will also have to recertify it as a cultural route. You know, we are a cultural route of the Council of Europe since 2019, I think, but this is only due in 2027. Javier and Yula from BZI went to Taiwan and presented ERIH there. I did not take a picture of the posters with the writing because I couldn't read it, but I think it was a successful visit, and really the cooperation is continued also on the level of the universities. If you have already contacts to other countries outside Europe or outside or also in Asia or in other parts of the world, we would be very happy to take them on in this work package, because I think it's easier to work on already existing connections to other countries. As I said, we were certified as a cultural route of the Council of Europe in 2019, which is, although it doesn't bring any money, an important title for us, because it brings us in the same league as classical castles, gardens, etc. So we are really now in the same league as these classical cultural assets, and this is really a turn also in the appreciation by the EU, because in the very beginning, 20 years ago, when we came to the EU, they said, okay, industrial heritage is not really culture for us. We don't want you as a cultural route. So we are quite happy. We did one recertification cycle already, and the next one, as I said, is due in 2027. They have two major events per year. The one is the Training Academy, which is more or less an operational workshop event, which took place in June, and Peter Backes was there from our board. And they have the same date as we have here, their advisory forum in Turkey at the moment. Meinrad Grevenich was supposed to travel there, but he could not go there. So unfortunately, we are not represented this year, as it's the same date as our conference here in Chemnitz. But we are in close contact with the cultural routes, and for us, they are really good contacts, because we often get links like Finland or Greece with the cultural ministries as a first initiative. So we get really a foot in the door, and we get contacts in countries where we have not been before, and we get to know people who help us then. So this is really, for us, a good door opener and also a seal of quality, the cultural routes. So digitalization, also one of our cross-cutting and ongoing challenges. The digital matchmaking platform, I'll explain in a second a bit. We are planning to relaunch our website, which is quite complex in the meantime. And we, of course, work with other networks and organizations. For this matchmaking platform, we called this Industrial Heritage Tinder, because we were thinking of how can you meet without going through us as the secretariat and office? How can you, as members of ERIH, put in projects, ideas, whatever, what we do a bit during our conference, what we do in bilateral context, but how can we do this on a more open and digital basis? We have a student from HTW Berlin who is working on this. Niki, he's not here today, also because of illness, but Katharina is the contact. If you are interested in the status, then please contact her, and we hope to provide a prototype in due time, so that you can meet without going through us as a secretariat, and maybe can get more digital partnerships, maybe, I don't know. We do a lot of cooperation, of course, on EU level. We are part of the European Heritage Alliance that is steered by Europa Nostra. I think there are almost 50 networks, European networks. We have regular meetings with the Alliance. We have a seat in the experts group for cultural heritage that consults the European Commission. We work as a cultural route. So we try to have one foot always in Brussels to be very close to the European authorities, not only because of the funding, but also to place industrial heritage prominently in the cultural landscape that is seen and funded by the EU. If you have any questions about this or suggestions how we could increase or improve this, please let us know. We are always open for this. So we are almost there. Last work package, communication. We are working on a communication strategy. In this, as I said, we are maintaining our website as normal, but we think of a relaunch in next year. We have doing some social media activities, newsletters, of course. We distribute our news by partners. We do a lot of presentation on other conferences. We travel a lot for ERIH. We promote the cultural roots, of course. We publish experts' articles. If you have some ideas where to publish or place articles, please contact us. And of course, we would like to promote ERIH as a brand further and need your help for this, because you need to show people who we are and what we do. We have a new, the German magazine Industriekultur exists for many, many years, and this year we have a first issue of the English version. Walter will explain in more detail in a second. As you know, we have relaunched our logo, and I'm not sure if everybody already uses the new logo. There is a download option to download all kinds of logos and also our signs. We do not longer produce signs and send them around, as this was a really expensive and unpractical way. Some of you still receive these 1 by 1 meter plates. They were really a challenge in handling. So now we have open InDesign files, because we have many members who said, okay, we would like to adapt our language, we would like to change a little bit the style, or we would need a slide that can be put on a window or whatever. So you are open to download all these files and produce them according to your needs yourselves, and use the logo for any kind of publication. Continuous information, we produce 4 newsletters per quarter. Thank you, Lorenz, who is doing this challenge, our communication officer. Of course, we do some Facebook posts. We're not so active on Instagram at the moment. This has to be revived again. If you have any questions, contact us. My colleague Heike, I think you have seen her on reception. Heike is also there, is the person for anything that comes to member administration, invoices, and other things. Webmaster is Willy. I'm sure if Willy is already here, but you might see him later the day. And of course, anything else, contact me, and I will know who is in charge of this. Okay, this is it, the work program that we are looking at. 4 years' time, a lot of work to do, so we are looking for your help also. And later on, during the coffee break and after the coffee break, we would like to ask you for the different topics. Have you current challenges in the topic? Have you ideas? Are there existing projects or contacts already? Would you like to get active, and how? So if you just write down in little notes and put it to the respective topic, that would be great. Okay, that was it for the work program. Any questions on this? Not really? Okay. So, we come to the part of the new members. Katharina, you must help me. I think we have registered. Let me check the list. The new members. Yeah, come on, come in front. Feel invited. It's just informal. Just say who you are and where you're from, and that's it.
Okay, hello everybody. I obviously have too many hats. So right now my hat is for the Strömfors Ironworks. So we are a new member and we are a new anchor point as well. So we are located in the southeast Finland, the easternmost ironworks that Finland has that used to use Swedish iron ore. So I have flyers that I will very gladly give to you if you want to know us more. But let's say hi.
Hi, I'm Lena Grys. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Łódź, and I'm also a volunteer at the Museum of the Factory in Łódź, which is a site, ERIH site, and I am a new EYP member, and I am presenting myself because I would really appreciate any academic contact and cooperation. The topic of my dissertation is cultural landscape of post-industrial cities and its legal protection in comparative law. So if anyone is interested in cooperation and would like to talk to me about that, I am open and would very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Simon. I'm a student at Cottbus, BTU, and I am doing my master's on industrial heritage, particularly cycle routes, which is my particular interest. In part because I am also a tour guide in Berlin and I do a lot of cycling tours. So my studies and work align there in the mission to try and promote industrial heritage cycle routes in Berlin, get them better used and thereby foreground the industrial heritage in Berlin, which is sometimes neglected, I would say.
Okay, thank you very much. So anyone who is interested in either Finland, industrial landscapes or cycling routes, you know the contacts now. Are we in the coffee break already? Okay. Woo! Okay, so I think we have, let me check, half an hour coffee break. Half an hour coffee break, Katharina? Half an hour? Yes? Okay, we make it 20 minutes coffee break, okay? Okay, everybody. Now we're coming back to our part where we have the presentations of our national coordinators. And I think, let me just check. Katharina, presentation of Davi Heremans, Belgium. Haben wir die online? Davi, I'm not sure if you have your presentation online. You did send slides, did you? Right? Yeah. If I can open my mail, I probably can. Let me just check. Okay, sorry for this. Bit of improvisation now, but I think, Davi, you can go ahead. We start with alphabetical order, Belgium. Yeah. Okay.
Good afternoon, luckily with PowerPoint presentation. So, National Report of Belgium. We will start with a short update on the ERIH network. We've got some good news, but we've got also some bad and really sad news, actually. The Museum of Eperondor, that's on shoe and brush making industry, will be closed from January onwards. It's a decision made by the local municipality a few weeks ago, and it means that 7 really enthusiastic and dynamic museum staff has to go, and along with them more than several dozens of volunteers. So it's really a pity we have to let them go, because it's also for us a really important museum, a really interesting museum. It's a nice building, but also a lot of showcasing and demonstration on still running machines. So it's a pity. For the good news, we go to the south of the country. I think it was already mentioned in the PowerPoint of Christiana. For instance, the site of Bois du Luc becomes a member again after an intensive restoration of the office building they did the past few years. For the network activities, it feels a bit like cherry picking, of course. But I will mention some of them, some joint actions, especially from the south of the country, again, the Walloon area. There will be a joint exhibition on the mining history in 2027, but of course all work behind the scenes is already starting up now. There are talks about widening the UNESCO zone on mining heritage, which includes now only the Walloon sites, also to widen it up to the Flemish sites. We did an attempt for an Interreg project on the Flemish side of the country, collaboration with the southern part of the Netherlands for cross-border route, which was focusing on industrial heritage in the estuary of the River Scheldt. Unfortunately, the project was not granted, so now we have to make a kind of reset and rethink and see how we can continue with this idea in the future. I will mention some exhibitions. I've got more or less the full list over here. But the picture here on the right, for instance, is an exhibition in Bois du Casier on war prisoners in coal mines. another exhibition, La Grande Rue, on brick making and brick architecture. Another exhibition in our own museum on the history and the heritage of the plastic industry, and it was called Plastic Fantastic with a question mark, because we also touched, of course, on the environmental impact of that industry in the past. And the exhibition that is still running today in the Museum of Industry in Ghent on our font collection, ancient font collection. It's a collaboration with an artist, Jan Vermanderen, who makes like little faces out of the ancient fonts, and it's called typefaces. You can still visit today. We did some, let's call us, conference tourism the past year. The week before this, previous week, we had the conference of Big Stuff in Ghent. We visited several sites with them, also several sites, museums within the ERIH network. We had about, we were in touch with about 200 people, part of it online, part of it in Perth in a satellite, a parallel satellite hub, and like 110 people in Ghent. And as you see here, we visit several sites where also we had some skill demonstration on still running machines, because the theme of the conference was the transmission of skills and knowledge that is necessary to keep the museum machine running also for the next generations. Some images. Another conference that will take next year, but where the call for paper is open today and you can join. It's on a conference we organized for ICA-SBA, International Council of Archives, section Business Archives, and it sounds really archives, but it's also on corporate and business heritage, so we widen it up. And the call for papers is open now, and our team is organizing a section on contested heritage, so you can join us if you want. And I will conclude with a project we sent in a few weeks ago for Horizon Europe, and I just want to mention it today because if it's granted, we hope so, of course, we're not sure at all, but then maybe we can need all your help, because it's on, as you probably know, in Flanders we work already for some time on toxic heritage and dangerous heritage, and we will widen up the scope. We mainly work on asbestos, but we also want to treat other materials, and we want to share knowledge within European context. And so we send in a project called Detox, and if it's granted, we can need all your help for bringing in digital collections, because it's all about connecting digital connections. And one of the aims of the project is bring the metadata behind the collections technically in order, so we can connect all the data, but also socially. So again, we are touching on certain contested subjects, and also it's about sustainability. So we also talk about inequality, colonialism, stuff like that. One of the case studies we'll treat, for instance, we will do some field work in Congo, and we follow the pathway of uranium into Europe and into Belgium, where it was processed in sites like from Umicore, for instance, in Ole and Hoboken. And we want to figure out how those pathways of contested materials, which impacted that on the landscape, the communities, the people, and we want to gather all kinds of heritage materials on that to build out a reference database for museums, and also try to establish 2 online exhibitions. Some more pictures. For instance, a clock, like the pointers of the clock there with uranium in it. So sometimes it's there where you don't expect it. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, David. I'll just change quickly to my initial presentation. I think the next one is Czech Republic. Thomas. Here we go. You can come upstairs already. Right. You want to use the...
Thank you. Okay, so hello everyone. Good afternoon. Just a short overview what we've been doing lately in the Czech Republic. There is many projects and many activities actually going on. I have time to stress only a few, from my point of view, very interesting, and I'll start in Pilsen, where I come from. For the first time, I will not be telling you about the brewery in Pilsen, because I want to stress another project that, in my point of view, is really special and very big, and is just starting right now. There is a commercial developer in Pilsen, or in the Czech Republic, that is now transforming part of the city into a new part of the town for up to 4,000 people that will be living there. But the developer actually is realizing the value of the industrial heritage that is part of this area, and it used to be an old paper mill. And we, together with the developer, are actually making sure that we will save several buildings, and they will become part of the new part of Pilsen. And it's a big challenge, actually. Of course, we are doing it in cooperation with the city, with many different organizations, but it's a good example how commercial developer is actually working with industrial heritage, including it into commercial projects for living. Another thing that I had a chance to see and visit only several weeks ago is an amazing newly open water tanks in Brno. It's a system of water tanks that was a water supply for the city of Brno, which is the second largest city in the Czech Republic. They opened only last year, about a year and a half ago, and it's an amazing place. We should have colleagues. I haven't seen them now, but they should be hopefully present tomorrow with us and from Brno at the conference. So if you have a chance, talk to them about this project. Old wastewater treatment plant in Bubenec. At least 3 things. We are managing to stay on the indicative list for UNESCO. As I was informing last year, there is a new company that is now operating the site, the anchor point, and they are thinking how to change the story of of this place, and changing kind of the narrative, what to tell the visitors. We will be celebrating actually together with the old wastewater treatment plant 3 anniversaries next year. So we are preparing for that. One of the anniversaries is actually 10 years being an anchor point of ERIH. There is a new project that is already in a stage of developing the project that is called Museum Plus. It will be Industrial Museum in Ostrava. Those of you that know Ostrava and Dolní Vítkovice already, we are talking about this new block, blast furnace number 5 and 6, that will be transformed into a museum. The architect that is doing, or has been doing this project for many years, is actually working on this one as well. I had a chance personally to visit for the first time after the reconstruction Museum of Tatra cars, you might know, trucks in Kopřivnice, which is also eastern part of the Czech Republic. It's a great project, and I have to say I have not seen for a long time such an interesting and very well done exposition like that for some time. Of course, as I said, there's so many other things going on, so here's just pictures of several others. And because I didn't really mention the Pilsner Urquell Brewery, you will have a chance to feel it and experience it tomorrow. We are preparing something together with Christiane for tomorrow evening. So that was a short overview. Thank you very much. And I'll hand over to the next national representative.
So the next one to join is Astria from Finland. I wonder who is capable to spell the name of the Finnish route.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. To consolate, it's also hard for the Finns because the word is so long. But you can split it in parts. So, teollisuus, perintö, reitti. Teollisuus, perintö, reitti. Which literally means industrial heritage route. just like that. Nothing special in the word itself. But yeah, hello everybody. So my name is Astria. I am the national coordinator for Finland and also the route coordinator for this whole Finnish route. This is not that much of the report because we are so new. So we try to put you together some slides that maybe describe us, and maybe we do this small report kind of thing for you next year. But to put it in a nutshell, so we are a route community, so there's 30 members right now. This started only 2 years ago, so we are very young, and this has been an invasion, like someone used the word, so we were very quick about that. So we had only a couple of members in ERIH before this project, but we got funded by the Finnish Heritage Agency and started this project, and the idea was connect all of these industrial heritage sites that we actually have in Finland, quite many. We have estimated a little bit over 60 possible sites that could be part of this community. And this route is operated by Tikkihi Finland, so we have this association that now very interestingly is in both of ERIH and in Tikkihi, which is quite rare. But the route itself is controlled by a steering group that is made out of the route members themselves. So even though Tikkihi Finland is giving this kind of a framework for them, it doesn't mean that they make decisions for them. And also, please tell me if there is another this kind of organization in the whole ERIH system that is absolutely not funded by any municipality or government or any this kind of organizations, because we would like to know, because right now it seems that we are a little bit special about that. So we are only funded by our members to have this system going on, and we would very much like to benchmark if there is someone else like us out there. Let's go there. So a little bit was already foreshadowed. So 30 sites in total. This is a map of half of Finland. So right now we are making negotiations about sites that are all the way up to the Lapland. So next year we are going to make a bigger map for you. There is 24 ERIH members, 4 anchor points right now, 2 additional ERIH sites, and right now we have 3 ERIH regional routes. So it has been very active 2 years. And like I said earlier, approximately 60 sites altogether that could be part of this. And here are our regional routes right now. So the first that was registered was a little bit more than a year ago, the West Coast Finland. Also the Rosenlew Museum became the first anchor point of Finland, then became the Kymenlaakso, which has 2 anchor points right now, Strömfors and Verla, and then the latest one has been the Southwest Finland route, and we are negotiating of the 4th, so maybe we have additions for you next year as well. And a little bit to concise, so of course the network is very new, so we are still making quite a lot of things within this project, but we are right now operating independently without the project funding. So it has been proven that we are able to do that, and we are very proud of it. Our next step is to improve the signage. So right now our presence is very much digital. So we are active in social media and we are active in our web page, but we don't have any signage, and that has been a problem for us already. So this is something that we will start working with. We have organized some seminars. It was lovely to see Technotrail just up there because it has been a huge inspiration for us. We had Teresa there visiting us last year in our seminar, actually presenting that, so it was fun to see. And my time is up, sorry, I need to go. Yeah, and we are expanding, so we are negotiating. The museum is closing, isn't it? Okay. So I have half an hour more. Okay, understood.
We thank you for your visit.
Thank you for you too. So 6 possible new members are right now in negotiations, and one of them possibly going to apply for anchor points. So maybe we will add one of those as well. And we were requested also to put out some biggest challenges. So right now for us it is balancing finances and workloads. So because we don't have any external support, that is something that we are right now working on. And then, of course, communicating this multi-level route system has been quite challenging. So we have now a project hopefully getting funded by the Finnish national agency to work with this, having regional routes and then our national route and then ERIH, and somehow to make this make sense for our visitors. So, of course, also if you have some first-hand experience about this, we would also like to hear that. But yeah, this was our last dia. There is a QR code for our very brand new web page, so we have just launched it at spring. I'm very, very proud of it. And then I have some brochures about the route, so please say me hi if you want to have one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Astria. I think you have the chance to exchange with the other networks and see how they are funded maybe later on during the exchange session. So Walter is the next one with the report for Germany.
So, just some glimpses into the German community. So, I won't go into detail what in every member site is going on. We have, as you see, nearly 100 sites, members in Germany. 1/3 of them are anchor points at the moment. As Christiane said also, we have had some new sites this year. End of last year, the ceramic museums in Westerwald. Energetikon, it's an old coal mine near Aachen, Aix-la-Chapelle, Aachen. And the Zechen und Badehaus Brieske in eastern Germany, in the Lausitz, for example, and then new points in the last month, new members in the last month in Freudenberg, which is in North Rhine-Westphalia, to a Technikmuseum. The Maximilian Park Hamm may be well known as being an anchor point of Route Industriekultur at the Ruhr area, and a larger museum of industrial culture in Osnabrück now is also a member in Lower Saxony. So we are spreading. I talked about that last year already, that we in Germany we are planning to create a new association, a federal association for industrial heritage, and it was established now. We had the founding assembly at 1st of April. So we are just now beginning to work. ERIH is presented also in the board of the assembly, and also the president of the new association is here with us. Kirsten here, welcome. For me, this is a sign, this founding of this new association is a sign that there's, how to say, kind of new awareness of industrial culture, which is growing in Germany. There are different signs of that. Of course, it's always fragile, but nevertheless, we have this new association. We have had a lot of interest. The founding assembly, we had some 150 or 170 people coming there to a general assembly. For example, here on the left side you see one of the largest volunteers associations in monument and landscape conservation. For the first time we had the topic industrial culture in the annual assembly, which was held at Zollverein last year, and ERIH, I was invited for ERIH to give the keynote on that. So this is rather new. Or let's look at the German Museums Association. There's ever been a working group for technical museums, and industrial museums weren't represented at all. We were part of that group, and now it's the group of technical and industrial museums. So we are more visible, more recognized as being a part of the scenery of its own right. And of course, there have been lots of networking activities. Christiane talked about that, especially the initiative of Berlin Center of Industrial Heritage and where we are with Werkstatt Industriekultur, which also for our ERIH program is interesting to cooperate and to evaluate and to bring it to internationalize in a sense, which is what we wanted to in the next years, this new format of Werkstatt Industriekultur, which has been growing the last years, and more regions in Germany participate, which is interesting that it works out. Another point, Christiane mentioned it already, is the new English issue of a German magazine Industriekultur. Since years, this German magazine exists since 1999, 25 years ago, and it is edited by the Rhenish and the Westphalian industrial museums. And it has been sent to the German members since for about 10 years, and since long we had the idea that this could be also a publication which is interesting for all our community. So finally, we got it. We have now the first English issue of a magazine. You see on the left side, which is the German. The German issue looks like that. The English issue looks a little bit different. It's not exactly the same as the German magazine. So what we are doing, we have a common editorial board with the editorial board of the German magazine. I'm part of that, together with Kirsten too, from our both Westphalian and Rhenish museums, and with Lucia and Massimo, welcome here, from the ERIH board, and together we are editing this new magazine. We are beginning with 2 issues now for the first year when we will evaluate. We will evaluate your interest in this. Is it interesting for you? Is it the right way we are doing it? Just have a look of it, give us a feedback so we can develop it. And it's not, we are collecting articles which have been published before in the German issues, but we are also new articles in this English issue, for example, an article on the Silesian industrial heritage of Lucia in this new edition. And the next issue will come out at the end of this year, probably end of December or beginning of January. So we're looking forward to your feedback of this new magazine, internationalizing this in the origin German publication. So that was it for Germany. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Walter. We are sharing the slides later on, so you don't have to take so many notes, that you can see what all the project presented. The next country is Greece. Olga is not with us. I'm not sure if the colleagues from Essence are already here. I don't think so. Maybe they come tomorrow. In Greece, we had a big meeting in beginning of May, organized by Olga Deliani, our Greek coordinator, with many participants. I had an online presentation there. So the Greek community had the second national meeting. They are really active and also enlarged the network already by more members. And the new members is the Center of Industrial Heritage in the city of Nausa, however you spell it, and also in Lavria on the technology park, new members in Greece. So the network is expanding in Greece, is very active in Greece. And I might do a bit of a spoiler for the next year, but not too much. Okay. For the Netherlands, Hildebrand, without slides and short. Oh, I'm a little bit afraid of this, Hildebrand, but okay. Would you like this one or this one?
Oh, this one is okay.
Okay, yes. Try if it works.
Can you hear me? Yes. Oh, nice. No, for the Netherlands, I would say ERIH in the Netherlands, we have 3 really priorities. The first priority, of course, is increasing the amount of members, and we are very happy to have a new member and anchor point in the south of the Netherlands. If you showed already before the Industrial Museum of Zeeland, and the same nice thing is a new member in the east of the Netherlands, the Museum Railway Haaksbergen Boekelo, Martin Morsman, board member, perhaps you can stand up, and designated national representative of the Netherlands. We are giving over our portfolios now in this period, the next period. This is also a very important anchor point and of member at this moment. It is an ERI member. Important because gaining more members for ERI in the Netherlands is connected with these with regional networks. And with Davy Hermans we worked, and our colleague who is now in Arnhem, we worked very tight on a bilateral project at the estuary of the Schelde. We have to continue it, but you know we have a different situation than we had before. Might not be a problem, but we are in a status of renewing our activities in this insight. That means potential new members from Belgium and from the Netherlands. On the other hand, we are much further in the east of the Netherlands and the utter west of Germany, the bilateral project. And there we have about a potential of about 16 new members, perhaps of 16 members. 4 are already member. Of them are 3 anchor points of ERI. So that is the potential for this network in the east. Things are going not quick enough, but they are go steadily, and we are working on it now to establish that in the next year must happen. And so then we can look forward. But first, these things have to be settled, and will take time and. Will take efforts and people who are working actively on that, and that is an interesting challenge, I must say. But the most positive challenge is to work when you come from a very small country as we do. The Netherlands is work together with the countries who are on your borders, Belgium and Germany, and that is a very grateful matter to work together bilaterally, and we appreciate that very much. It's really great to do that. And so you see a happy national representative here. Still I am, but that will change. And next year I hope to report you with slides again, or Martin probably will report with slides, completely much better slides, I'm sure, than I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Hildebrand. The next one is, I think, Adam from Poland. As you see, we have the alphabetical order. And Adam is also our vice president.
Yep. Hello to everyone. Good afternoon. Yes, let me give you a short overview. Before I start, I would like to say that I'm quite sure that along a lot of you, we met together last year in Łódź. I hope that in Łódź the bar has been set up very high, so we will see what is going on in Chemnitz this year. Yep. Okay, so since our last meeting, the last General Assembly and the last annual conference, we have one more new site, new member. It's a corporate member from Łódź. So the meeting was successful because we convinced the local tourist organization to join our network. And so you see the numbers, but what is the most important is that this is not a numbers, there are people behind and active members behind. So I would like to stress that among us are 5 ERI members from Poland, World Heritage Sites among us, so salt mine works in Wieliczka, World Heritage Site, historical silver mine in Tarnowskie Góry, one of the owner my cultural institution, coal mining museum in Zabrze, one of the flagship member in Poland, in a row to be a World Heritage UNESCO site, Metallurgy Museum in Chorzów, and EC1 in Łódź. So we are here, and if you would like to cooperate exchange, please do it. So some area advocacy activity last year, 2 conferences, which I would like to mention. One where I have a presentation was the new European Bauhaus in Katowice, and the second, it was European Miners' Day event in the Ignacy Historic Mine in Rybnik, also our members. It was the day when we celebrated when this site got it Europa Nostra Award for the best revitalization in Europe. Unfortunately, our colleague from Ignacy Mine will not join us this year. Marek, greetings to you. What I would like to mention, because this is the story about networking, and this is the story about what we can do together, and especially in the former Karl Marx Stadt, I should say, members of all countries unite. To unite. I really convinced you to join this ERIH project, ERIH on Tour. This year we arranged one exchange among my dear colleagues from Spain, Posen Soton and Coal Mining Museum. This is a real profitable project for ERIH members. 3,000 euros per pair. So if you pay just 500 or 100 euros per year, it means this is a really profitable. Find your partner, exchange for the next year. As Christiane mentioned, we have a capacity for at least three kinds of these exchanges. So it's definitely worth, even during this meeting, to find a partner and to arrange exchange for the next year. It's not only for sites, it's also for network. So colleagues from Finland, colleagues from the Czech Republic, from Technotrasa, or from the Industrial Monuments route in Silesia also, it's possible. And last but not least, I would like to mention that for industrial heritage, especially in my region, which is the heart of industry in Poland, Silesia, this is a really golden time now. Thanks for, sorry to say, EU payers. It's really absolutely favorable time. You see four cases only in our region. The biggest one, which is the former power plant Bytom in Sząbierki, you can compare with the Battersea in London. The scale of the site, it's a private investigation. Another iconic shaft from the former Hohenzollerngrube, Christina shaft also is a continuing project. The last blast furnace in our region next year will be open after revitalization. And last but not least, one of the biggest project ever in Katowice. Some of you know Znikiszowiec settlement workers, the former mine, Wieczorek. There is a project over 250 million euro for the gaming hub, e-sport, etc., of Intel cooperation with Intel. So it's really a huge project, and I'm more than happy to say that those sites find a new life. Yes, so thank you very much for that, and I invite you to Poland every time.
Okay, thank you very much, Adam. I feel a little bit the sense of competition among countries in the ERIH network. That is new, but still, it might be good. Alexandra from Portugal is here. She's not going to present her activities, but if you want to talk to her, she's one of our speakers tomorrow also. So if you need contact to Portugal, contact Alexandra. So, Javi, your turn. The next one, Spain.
This works?
Yeah, the right button.
Okay, good afternoon to all of you. A pleasure to meet you again, as always. Okay, very shortly, I will share with you the main activities we developed last year in Spain at Spanish level. First of all, as always, a general overview. As you can see on the slide, we are about 80 members. And comparing with the last year, we are the same number of members, no more, but fortunately not less. So this is, I think, quite important. As you can see, also we have 11 anchor points and 3 regional routes. And this is really interesting because, as you can see, almost 90% of the total ERIH members at Spanish level belong to one of those 3 regional routes. So for me, in this case, as a national representative, it's fundamental to be really in touch with the managers of those regional routes. Austria.
We would like to inform you that our museum closes at 5 o'clock. We thank you for your visit.
Okay, I will continue. I was saying that to me it's really important to be really in touch with the managers of these 3 regional routes, because I have the feeling, probably you will feel some other national representatives, that out of these regional routes is really cold, and for those other members it's quite complex sometimes to continue being ERI members. Anyway, we will continue working on that. I would say also that for me, during the last year, the most important thing that I did was to be closer than or very close to the public administration, in this case to the Ministry of Culture at Spanish level, because I had the feeling also that during these last years that they didn't know that there was a cultural route about industrial heritage at European level. So I had the opportunity to participate in different congresses and symposiums and whatever at the Spanish level, just to open their minds and to make it possible that they know that industrial heritage is also really important at the Spanish level. So for example, last week I had the opportunity to be in Almadén, one of our UNESCO anchor points, mining park, Mercury mining park, and it was really interesting because we did a guided tour to a mine, and everyone from different cultural roots were so surprised, and because they realized how amazing it is to also the industrial heritage. Some other networkings with different associations. In this case, also you can see that I took part in the European International Conference on Greenways, which are very close to our topic as well. We had an application to be a new anchor point, Legazpi, industrial city in the Basque Country, but finally it was denied. I proposed to them some suggestion, and I hope next year will be applied again to be a new anchor point. And for those who were 2 years ago in Bilbao conference, you will remember our blast furnace, and the same as Adam, actually is under restoration, and they expect to also to apply to be a new anchor point next year when they finish their works. Within and related to our management within ERI, and in this case within ERI board, as Adam told you, I also was collaborating in order to apply with Pozo Soton together with SAPSE to be part of this program, interesting program, ERI on Tour. Also, I had the honor to represent ERI in Taiwan together with Jula Kugla from BZI. It was an amazing experience just to share our experience in our regional roots. And also we organized a meeting, board meeting in Terrassa to know better this regional route. So I think this is more or less what I tried to did last year. Thank you.
Thank you, Javi, for the report about Switzerland. I was already in the next, sorry, for the report about Spain. I'm already in almost the next country, so anything that goes up to Spain, contact Javi. We now have a new face. Rosie is joining us, Rosie Shackleton, and she's going to report a bit about Scotland, what happened there.
That is me, by the way.
Yeah, you can just press.
Oh, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Rosie Shackleton. I'm the coordinator for Industrial Museum Scotland. A new face, some of you might know my colleague Mark Watson. He works for Historic Environment Scotland, so it's a little bit different. But I just wanted to introduce what we do kind of on the periphery of ERI. You would have seen as well, New Lanark is one of our members. They're a new member this year. Industrial Museums Scotland is a charity. That's our charity number, just in case you wanted to check that. And we represent 16 industrial museums all across Scotland, including New Lanark. And we represent a real different range of museums. So, for example, nationally styled, the National Coal Mining Museum is an example. Local authority museums, for example, North Lanarkshire Council. UNESCO, as I said, New Lanark. Independent museums. And we also have a number of historic vessels as well, so a real mix.
And our focus is skills preservation, knowledge exchange. So we are a network. It's about community building, and it's about kind of making each other known that we're all in the same boat in Scottish industrial heritage. Oh. So just a bit about what we've been doing and what we're going to do next. So between 2022 and 2024, we ran a project called Powering Our People, which was all about giving confidence to industrial heritage curators to care for their collections properly. So it was all about training and skills, knowledge sharing. So we did everything. Care of engines, I got to drive a steam train, which was very cool. Large object conservation training, training in asbestos, care of metals, care of textiles, so that our curators could go away back to their museums and have the confidence to safeguard that industrial heritage. We also create resources and manuals, and I'm hoping we're going to make more, so that to kind of for posterity as well, to keep those skills within the heritage sector. And this project was also a combination with AOC Archaeology, who ran the conservation. So we, as well as teaching our curators the skills, we also had on-site conservation being done. And again, within that, within our own network, within Industrial Museum Scotland, we had workplace exchanges. So it's kind of similar to what ERIH on tour, I think, and we'd love to do it again. It was really successful within our little community, and it'll be nice to do it internationally. Next year, that's our vice chair, by the way, on the little train. Next year, hopefully, we've got a couple of projects planned. We're calling it currently How to Save a Skill, but this is building on from our Powering Our People project. And this is kind of where we want to bring in ICH. So ICH for us is obviously the theme of this whole conference, is a new theme for us. And we want to build on skills, but also the ICH around that. So now we've taught the skills, what do we do now? How do we make sure in 20, 30 years those skills are still within our sector? So this is a project about best practice, almost templates for how to record a skill. Do you record it with video? Do you do oral histories with the people who used to do that skill? Does that go hand in hand with manuals? How do different people learn? Because our view very much is in 20, 30 years, the skills that we did in Powering Our People will be ICH. They will be gone because the people who used to do them will be gone. And hopefully at the end of that, it would result in a repository almost for industrial skills, which we could then kind of maybe open up to a community like ERIH, that for future, the people working in the sector, industrial heritage sector, can actually go back and go, how do we fix that? How does that work? Again, this is a project I'm very, very excited about, actually. It's a very unusual one, about smell in industrial heritage. So I'd be really interested to see if anyone else here has done something like this before. Industrial sites inherently are smelly. They are like layers and layers of toil which smell, grease, engine oil, coal. So this project is looking about how we can use these inherent smells and kind of help people understand what it was like to work in these different industries. So a big part of that is bridging the gap between different generations' understanding of smell. An ex-coal miner might have one smell and that will mean something specific for him, but their or grandson will have a different association with that. Also to help curators incorporate sensory interpretation into their museum offering. It's more accessible, but it's also a really exciting development. And this is a collaboration between the University of York, so we're also looking forward to more academic partners. We've seen a gap in Scotland between academic museology, particularly with industrial heritage, and the museums in the industrial heritage sector. People are graduating and do not have the skills to work in industrial heritage, so hopefully this is a little step forward into that. And then finally, this is again even more peripheral than IMS to ERIH, just in case any of you is interested. There's an organisation called STIC, which is I think quite a sweet name for it, the Scottish Transport and Industry Collections Knowledge Network. And I mention this because, again, this year's conference, which is next week, so if any of you are in Scotland next week, do come along. It is kind of broaching the topic of ICH and memory and looking at industrial heritage in a different way. So we're looking at memory, industrial heritage, hidden narratives within archives, and just, as I said, different ways of thinking about industrial heritage. And we've got a real range of papers, post-industrial landscapes, that's something I'm speaking on, how industrial landscapes kind of tell their own heritage in a way, oral histories, working class experiences, and even linoleum and flooring. But that's just a snapshot of what we're doing in Scotland, and I can't wait to be the rest of the conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rosie, the new Mark. Rosie will be one of our speakers tomorrow, so we will hear more about the Scottish initiative. Now we have Switzerland. I think Kilian only has 3 slides, but as your Swiss people speak slower, you will take your time.
But I want to tell a story that you said about Spain, and you said it's Switzerland, and I think in 58 before Christ, all the Celts from Switzerland wanted to go to the south, and then Caesar came, and we lost a battle in France, and he sent us back, and that's why we are still in the Alps.
Okay. So it's history.
Yeah, it's history, and next time I should know.
Are you using this one or the other one?
Which one?
Da gibt es noch so ein Handmikrofon. Möchtest du
nein,
das?
das da. Rechts drücken, gut. So the picture on the right-hand side, it's a museum for pipes, tobacco pipes, and I think it's a little bit typical for Switzerland. There are not this big museums or where you can go for 2 days and you didn't see everything. It's volunteer-based. They collect these pipes, and they worked in this factory before, and they want to save their heritage, and I think it's very nice. They are also often very stubborn. You can't help them or advise them. They just want to do their thing. And I think it's also, maybe it's not too bad, because it's also kind of anarchistic. They just do their things, and they don't want to hear what the federal government or a government says. But sometimes it's also difficult to work with them, but they are member, and that's at the moment it's very important for us to have as much member as possible. We also have a 10 years anniversary. It's in this 10 years we made the Swiss Industrial Heritage homepage, a website where we promote these museums, and they are I think the very special thing about is that we got money for communication, for marketing, and many of these cultural people in Switzerland are very curious how we managed it. I don't know, but we just asked, and they gave us the money. That's the most important thing. Sometimes it's better you don't know too much and you just ask, and then maybe you are surprised that it works. Then in these 10 years, we became member to the ERIH, to the Swiss Cultural Heritage Network, which is a Swiss-based network for all cultural institutions or associations. And we cooperate with some organization about industrial heritage. I didn't translate it, but there are many, and we are also cooperating and doing things together. And what I think the most important thing is that on our board we do have a member of the Swiss Parliament, of one of 200 people who is supporting, is on this part of this board. She just started a year ago. I hope we will see a lot of development in this industrial heritage in Switzerland, because Switzerland is a very heavily industrialized country, but it's not very well known for being such a country. It's even, if you think about cheese, that's very industrial too, even if it's seen as something very popular, very old-fashioned, but it's made, also chocolate, it's made in an industrial way and also sold in an industrial way. Underneath you see the 9 annual reports. Here you have one, the 9th, the 10th will come next year. Then I can finish. I can show 10 of them. If somebody wants one, I brought some with me just to hand it over if you want. And there are two things for this year. We will have this conference, Industrial Culture, Industrial Heritage and Politics. That's something which is very important for us to go on and to develop, to get the connection to the legislation, to the administration, also to the legislation. That's you have to be present. When you are not present, they don't know that you exist. And up to now we were not too present. But I think, as I saw also with the presentation of many of you, it's the time for industrial heritage is coming, or is already here. Also, there is some development I never thought it would happen. Because when in '92 I started in the Swiss Transport Museum in Switzerland, in Lucerne, in Switzerland, I went to the national conference of the Swiss museums, and then they asked me, where are you coming from? And I said, from the Swiss Transport Museum. And they said, that's a museum, that's a culture. We don't understand that, and we had really to develop that. It's an important subject. On the left-hand side, you see this bulletin. It's about industrial heritage. It's a whole booklet, a whole magazine from this national network to tell about what's already have been done in Switzerland and still has to be done to develop this subject. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kilian. Yes, it was super short. So Massimo from Italy has also a brief report for us. Massimo is also part of our ERIH board. Welcome, Massimo. This one here?
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon. I have some comments on the activity of ERIH Italy. I will try to be as concise as possible. For ERIH Italy, 2025 was a year of moderate expansion. The network grew by 2 new members, the Olivetti Historical Archive in Ivrea and the foundation of Santa Barbara Route in Sardinia. I have often considered the reasons for the limited growth of ERIH in Italy. 2 in particular come to mind. The first is the local trap, which restricts the activities of many Italian sites. Although numerous initiatives like exhibitions, educational projects, events have been launched, they remain largely confined to their local areas. The second limiting factor is the scarcity of resources available for innovation and improving museum standards. The ERIH Italy meeting held in Bologna last May focused on how to avoid the local trap. The experiences presented showed a promising evolution from the heritage site model to the heritage route model. Examples include the Po River Regional Water Route, which focuses on the relationship between heritage and environment, and Prato Industrial Tourism Project, which combines historical and living industrial heritage with visits to active wool mills. Another topic discussed during the meeting was that of business archives and the role that they can play in developing new narratives of industrial heritage. However, I believe that as fruitful as the Bologna meeting was, there are still many issues to be discussed. This will be the focus of the next ERI Italy meeting in 2026 to be held in Milan in spring of the next year. Participants will be asked to reflect on how to respond to the challenges facing industrial museums in the coming years. In preparation of this meeting, I believe it would be useful to select a limited number of topics that have recently been reported on by NEMO, the Network of European Museum Organizations, and ICOM, the International Council of Museums. I have thought of 3 themes for Italian meeting. The first concerns financial sustainability, which was addressed by ICOM in a recent document. This raises the question on what alternative sources of funding could replace the decline in traditional sources, primarily public funding. This is a very important issue in Italian situation. The second concerns environmental sustainability. What efforts can museums undertake to reduce their carbon footprint, implement energy-efficient systems, and promote environmentally friendly exhibitions and programs? This is a highly topical issue, given that the UE is currently considering postponing its CO2 emission reduction targets. The third topic concerns the position of museums with regard to divisive current political issues. NEMO's document clearly summarizes the dilemma facing museums. Should they opt for strategic silence, thus subjecting themselves to a kind of self-censorship? Or should they try to act as a bridge over the fractures caused by the most extreme forms of polarizations in our contemporary society? I expect the debate on these issues to extend beyond the Italian meetings and involve us all at different times. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Massimo. If you have any questions about the initiatives in Italy, Massimo is here to answer them. Okay, these were the reports of all the national representatives that are there. National representatives are working on a voluntary basis for ERI. So if you are maybe in a country where we don't have yet a national representative and would like to act as one, please contact Javi, who is our contact for the national representatives, and check if this might be an interesting position for you. You don't have to report here. It's not mandatory if you don't want to. Okay, the next format is our open stage format. We invited people to present in 1 minute, and Katharina provided. Katharina provided this small little Sanduhr, Sand clock, I don't know the English word for it. So people who are invited to do the presentation will have to stop when the sand has run through. So Katharina, would you like to take over and moderate this?
Yeah. So this is an invitation for exchange.
It's not on.
No? Yes. Okay. So this is an invitation for an exchange in chat during the conference, and we ask people who would like to give a 1-minute presentation, also called the 1-minute madness. And I would like to ask first from the Berlin Center for Industrial Heritage, my dear colleague Nathalie Scholl, from CNCI from Luxembourg, and Catherine Richard. Are you here? Please come to the stage. From the German Salt Museum, Alexandra Henschel. From Metropolregion Hamburg, Scarlett Ludwig. Are you here? No, not at the moment. From the Pfefferwerk Foundation in Berlin, Ulla Cox. And from the Trade Center Prague, Cyril. Hello, Cyril, I think you are here. So, okay, you have 1 minute to present your ideas, to ask for exchange. If you do not need the whole minute, the last seconds are a gift for the next person. And after the minute, we will ask you to leave the stage, give the mic to the next person, and take it as an invitation for the coffee break. Here you are.
Thank you very much. My name is Natalie. Together with Katharina, I will plan another summer school for industrial heritage in Berlin. It will be in August of 2026, and we will invite everyone from around Europe and from around the world who is a student to join us. We would love to welcome some YP members too. And we proposed a topic that's transformation. So if you have any best practice examples for us or would like to brainstorm some ideas, please come to me. I will reach out later to see if we can brainstorm at some other time, because I think this conference is quite short. So if you want to be in touch, please come to me and I would love to discuss with you.
I don't need this. So, hi everyone, do you hear me? Yes, great. So I'm Anne-Catherine from Luxembourg. So we are the National Center for Industrial Culture, still new. We are founded in 2019. We aim to become a reference and a research hub for industrial culture in Luxembourg. And our objectives are creating a cooperation network, archiving Luxembourg's industrial past, because I don't know if you know, but Luxembourg, before banking, it was the industry that made the richness of Luxembourg. So I wanted to point this out. And we want also to designing and supporting the repurposing of industrial site, because yes, banks are there, so the industry is not more so important. So, and we want also to raising awareness among all audiences about industrial heritage. That means organizing pedagogic events, exhibitions, and so on. So what are we looking here? For inspiration, for exchanges, and best practice and networking.
Do this during the coffee break. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Henschel from the German Salt Museum, and we are a listed monument under heritage protection, and we operate a museum within this protected monument. And we're facing a large-scale renovation. And a big topic for us is how can we balance heritage protection? We want to keep the monument visible and intact. Sustainability, if we don't use insulation, which would cover the building, we would just send out the heating into the air, and also visitor comfort, because we don't want to have no heating or no climatization. So I would be happy to discuss with other people how you are dealing with this issue of operating a museum, a good and comfortable museum, sustainability and protected heritage.
This was perfect in 1 minute. Great. So the next one, please enter the stage.
Granted is not here, right? Okay. Right. You're using this one?
Yes.
Okay. Then we put this one right here.
All right. All right. Yeah, moin from Hamburg. My name is Scarlett Ludwig from the Hamburg Metropolitan Region. We are a corporation and network of the 4 northern federal states of Germany, municipalities and businesses. And as you can imagine, for politics in the Metropolitan Region Hamburg, industrial culture is not a main priority. So what we can do is, you can see it in the picture, organize the days of the industrial culture, like every 2 years, and with over 50 places and sites and over 200 events at that time. But I think we can do more. So we are looking for inspiration, like how can the industrial culture be further developed as a common narrative for the entire metropolitan region, so how we can connect together more. And for another topic is social media.
Thank you, Scarlett. I think you will have a lot of exchange and people to talk to during the next days. Thank you.
It's too short.
And the stage is open now for Cyril. Here we go.
We have Ulla Cooks from Pfeffer Foundation.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Das oder das? Welche möchten Sie?
Das, danke. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. It's my first time as I took responsibility for a foundation in Berlin only in April. We own and share a property which was to be a brewery and now is a space for arts, culture, education, and so on. And this is the one responsibility that we have. And on the other side, we do have a responsibility to support youngsters, disadvantaged youngsters, to find their way into a job in a profession. And what I'm very interested in is how could we link these two different things and use our space to do some action for youngsters to find their way into a profession, to reflect their talents and to find their way in a job. And I would be very happy to find other people who reflect this question.
Oh, thank you, Ulla. Okay, there are some seconds left as a present.
And I share my time, as we do share all we have. I do share my time.
So the time is left. Thank you. Hand over the mic. Thank you, Ulla.
All right. Well, I'm Cyril. I'm here to speak on behalf of Stará Čistírna, the one and only sewage museum in Prague. And I'm actually requesting partners and inspiration in 3 areas. One of them is the European Heritage Label. I would like to connect with another water engineering, water industry heritage sites. The other one is next year's anniversary. We got 120 years of operation and 10 years of being ERIH anchor point. For that, we would like to organize a little international conference with twofold focus. One is whether it's advisable and whether it would be a good idea to become or ask to be World Heritage Site. And the other one is coming up with a new concept for the rebirth and a new concept for what raison d'être should be of the new Čistírna after it's
Thank you, sir.
reborn.
So this is really interesting. Thank you all to taking part in this new format. So I think you will, if we start the networking time, you will find partners to talk to.
Das überspringe ich. Okay. Das überspringe ich auch. Okay. So, a lot of input. Kannst du das nicht? A lot of input, a little bit of time pressure here. And now again, some time for networking. We have prepared some tables. As I said before, we would like to offer a table for the regional networks, which is hosted by Isabella and Katharina. Table of the young professional, hosted by Ria and Augusto. A table for the national representative, which is hosted by Javi. And as I said before, you remember this brief overview about what we do. When you have ideas that you would like to contribute to our work program, all the different work packages are on different tables. If you can write down what are your current challenges, what are concrete questions, ideas, maybe you have topics which you would be interested in, trainings and seminars. We personally were thinking of doing something on volunteering, but we are not so sure if this is of European interest. So if you have topics you would think that ERIH could offer seminars or webinars too, please also put a note or sticker in. Maybe you have already existing project. I had a conversation with Kalle from Finland that there is a project in sustainability, planned projects that fit into our topics, contacts we can use to other countries, to other things. Or if you want to work and contribute to one of the projects, please stick the notes and write in the different topics. For this, we have time until, I would say, 20 to 6, a little bit, like a half an hour, something like this. And then we have to go off and take the buses for tonight. Okay. Any questions about this? No. 50 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes roundabout. 20 minutes roundabout for your input around the tables. And we have to be out there at the buses at around 6 o'clock. So you remember warm clothes might be cold tonight. Okay, see you later.